Hi, Yamini. How are you?
Hi, Rakesh. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Yamini, can you tell me something about the OOPS concepts in Java?
Yeah. There are four OOPS concept:
Mm-hmm.
abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism, and inheritance.
Right. Okay. Now, let me give you one question related to OOPS concepts. Right. Is the screen visible to you?
Yes.
So, you have two classes, class dog and class animal, right? The dog is extending animal class, and both the classes have a method called make sound. How can you call the make sound method of the animal class from the dog class?
So dog is the child class and
Dog
animal is the
is a,
parent class.
yes, correct, correct.
And both of them have a make sound.
Mm.
How can you call the make sound method of the animal class from the dog class? Uh, we can create an object of dog class
Correct,
using the
correct.
animal class.
You'll create an object, right? So dog is extending animal. So you'll create an object of animal class. You can do that. Okay. What else you can do? So which OOPS concepts will you use here? It's dog is extending animal.
Inheritance.
Inheritance, right? Which apart
Single
from
single inheritance.
yeah, inheritance. Now, apart from inheritance, is there any other way to achieve this apart from inheritance?
Yeah, polymorphism.
Polymorphism, polymorphism can be made, but dog is extending animal. See, I'll tell you the code for this. So one of the way to achieve this is using, write this code. Uh, yeah, you can use super keyword. Super is a keyword which can call parent class method. That is also one of the way how you can do it, right?
Yes.
So you have created the objects. That is a one of the thing. You can also use super keyword, right? So that's one of the way. Okay, now next question is, mm, yeah, what is static keyword in Java?
Whenever we are using static keyword, it represents globally. So
Hmm,
we have to call the object of that method using class name instead of object name.
hmm, right. And what is the significance of this static keyword? Why do we use this static keyword?
So that we can call it globally.
We can call it globally. With the help of class name, you will access it.
Hmm.
Fine. So you can have static variables, you can have static methods, you can have static block as well, right?
Hmm.
So all these can be done in static. Even static nested class can also be created, right? So
Yes.
the key points about static classes, let me tell you about that thing. So they can ask you this question, why do we need a static class? So first of all, static keyword, yeah. So whenever you declare something as static, the let me share the screen. Yeah. So whenever you declare something is static, right? The its instances are shared among all the classes, right? The instances are shared, and you can have static associated with respect to method, variable, or class, right? Those things are possible with the help of static keyword. For static keyword, when you are using this keyword, you don't need to create an object. Object requirement is not there. So memory management is being reduced. So that you can tell. Fine. Now, what are the clean code principles that you are following in your project?
Like
Mhm. So any clean code, any practices, any best practices that you are following?
keeping the variables separate from the test data,
Correct. Then,
code reusability
okay.
using inheritance,
Mm-hmm. What else? That's it. Anything else?
no.
Okay. Fine. So let me tell you. So one of the thing that you mentioned is correct here. So code reusability, or you can say you are following the dry principle. In an interview, you have to speak these words, dry principle. Don't repeat yourself, right? DRY stands for don't repeat yourself. So avoid duplication of code by reusing methods. You can use these OOPS concepts, abstraction, inheritance. Then the code should be properly structured. So the code should be small. For example, sometimes we write big methods. We write the methods with lengthy code, more number of lines in that. So rather than that, we should have a single class or a method which is having some limited task, single task. That is called as single responsibility principle. Very important. These two things are very important. Dry and single responsibility principle. This is called SRP, right? Then comments. So you can tell that you are putting self-explanatory comments at the beginning of the code itself, just to
Comments
ensure
I'm
that tomorrow, sorry?
Yeah, comments I'm using.
Yeah, comments you are using, right? Then error handling thing. So if you have some try catch blocks, or if you have some lines of code where you feel you might get some random errors, or you might get some intermittent errors, then you can have some error handling or these kind of exception handling things in Java, so that your code is able to move forward to the next subsequent line of code and not getting blocked there or not getting stuck there. So
Yeah.
these are the few of the practices, best practices that you can get. And this question would be asked because you have that kind of a senior kind of an experience, right? So they will ask you this question. Okay. Now you have this requirement. So you have two-person objects with the same name and age. How can you check if they are equal with respect to their properties, not with respect to the memory location? You need to check if those are equal.
Using dot equals.
Dot equals, yes. Apart from that, any other option is there?
If you're comparing the properties,
Yes.
then
So,
we should use dot equals. And if you're comparing the object, the
right.
memory location, then we should use equal equal.
Equal. Okay. See, let me tell you one source code as well for this.
Yeah,
So
overriding the IDC.
yes, so equals
Same name.
and the hash code methods that you can use here. Right. So we have
Hash
created a
code.
simple class. Yeah, hash code can also be used. Equals is also fine that you mentioned, right? So this is a simple example where what we are doing is now we have a class and we have name and
Encapsulation.
age and we are overriding it, right? If this is equal to object, then it will return true, else it will return false, right? And using hash code also you can achieve it, right? So you can print whether two persons age is same or not. If it is print, then you will print it's true. Okay. Now I want you to write a Java program. First, you have to understand this problem statement, right? So you have to write a Java program to find if the two strings are anagram of each other or not. When I say anagram, so you have one string which is silent
The
and
letters are similar.
yeah, letters are same, but
Mm.
just the order of those
Order.
letters are changed, and then you get a different string altogether there. But the same, you're just rearranging the alphabets there, right? So you have to check whether the strings are anagram of each other or not. String one and string two here. So can you write a Java program for the same? And meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll copy paste this code, sorry, this problem statement in the chat box. So you can open any IDE that you're comfortable with, IntelliJ or Eclipse, or if you want to write the code in the online Java compiler, that is also fine. Can you please share the screen? Can you
Yeah.
click on that green color button?
Online Java compiler I'm using.
Yeah, whichever you are comfortable with.
Choose. Again, have to convert it to string. Character array. Character. Yeah, I'm not able to do that.
Okay, but this thing that you have done, this converting string to array, that is one of the approach. That is one of the thing that you would be able to do. Now, you would be using that in your program. Let me show you. See, the basic thing in an interview, even if you're not able to write the entire program, and also it's fine. But what is important is you should be able to explain the logic behind your or your mindset. They would like to see what is your mindset behind solving this problem, and what are the different things that you can, what are the different ways that you can think during that particular time. So you have to first sort both
Oh,
the strings. So this
mm.
thing you have done, right? So that was good. You will sort both the arrays, then you will compare them. And apart from that, one more thing, what additional checkpoint you can have is before, even if you are not able to remember the whole program and logic, that is still fine. But what you can do here is you can check the count of the both the strings. If the length of the strings are not same, then also it can never ever be anagram,
Anagram.
right? So the logic is simple. The length of the string should be first equal. That is the first and the foremost checkpoint. Second thing is then you will convert it into the
Character array.
yes, and then you will compare them, right? And then you will just have the main method in which you will call these things. Okay, so this is one of the way. Now this program was asked in Apple company actually, right? So you need to be prepared for these kind of programs, because very important with respect to strings, they will ask if you have experience of kind of 2 to 5 years, they'll ask you like reversing a string or those kind of string, finding an element which is present at this location in a string. But if you're having more experience, definitely they'll ask you these kind of questions. Okay, now what is System.out.println?
It is used to print.
Yeah, it's used to print, but what is actually happening there?
Like println means
Hmm.
it will take a new line to print.
It will take a new line, right? But what is system? What is out in that? What is println?
Println is printing a new line.
Right. What is system in that? So let me tell you. See, we discussed about static fields some time back, right? So this is related to that. See, system is a class, right? Out is a static field in the system class. So for out, you don't have to create an object. The type of the out is of a print string. So you can print, you can go for println, you can go for print. That is fine, whether you want to go to the new line or you want to print in the existing line. That is secondary. But generally, the out is actually the static field. So how you will call it? You'll call it as system.out itself. And the type is of print string. So what would happen? Then you can, in the print stream again, you have all these methods, println, print. So you can call those methods, right? So this is how you can explain about system.out.println.
Okay.
Right? And this is with respect to output stream, right? You want to display some output on the console, you want to display some output on the screen. Similarly, you can have for input as well. Okay. Now, what would be the output of this program? So this is a program in which you have got try catch, you have exception handling, and there are multiple places where the programmer feels that exceptions might come. So he has used try catch finally in that. What would be the output out of A, B, C, D? What would be the output here?
One, 1834.
1834 is the correct answer. The answer would be C. Now tell me, what is the logic behind that?
So first of all, we are printing 1
Hmm.
in try block. And
Hmm.
when we are going to this variable data, it is
Hmm.
5 by 0. So it is an arithmetic exception, divide by 0. So
Hmm.
it will be catched by this catch block. And here it is creating a object for throwable class.
Okay.
And inside that, it is trying to throw an object for this, and then it is sketched, thereby printing the value of 8.
Okay.
And
So
finally, we'll execute
what? Yeah.
after every try catch block if it is present.
Mhm.
So here it is printing 3, and coming outside of that, it is printing 4.
Oh, right, right. Correct answer is 1834. Great. You can see this throw here, right? On the 15th line. What is the difference between throw and throws?
Throw is used to throw a single exception, and throws is used to throw multiple exceptions. We can specify them while writing the method.
Okay. And what about the different, what is the difference between final and finally?
Final keyword is used whenever, if it is used with a variable, that variable becomes constant. Its value cannot be changed.
Okay.
If it is used with method, that
Mm,
method cannot be overridden. And if the final keyword is used with the class, that class cannot be extended.
all right. All right.
And finally,
Mm,
like it is used with the try catch block. And,
mm,
if catch is missing, then also finally will execute, thereby giving a compile time error. But if catch is also missing and finally is also missing,
mm.
it will give a, I mean, earlier it was giving
Mm.
compile time exception, but now it will give an error.
Given error. Right. Okay. Great. Great. Now, let's- right. What is hash map in Java?
Hashmap,
Mm.
it's a kind of a map, and it has keys and values,
It has a key value pair. Yeah.
key value pair.
Uh,
We can extract all the keys together using key set. We can extract all the values using values,
mm,
like object dot values, object of the hash map.
mhm.
And
So, let's do one thing. If I want to access the elements that are written in the hash map, then how will I do the needful?
like
Like,
if you want to get a particular
uh,
value of a key, then
yes,
we can
yes.
use
Uh,
the object is map, suppose. So we can use map dot get, and inside that the key uh, we can pass so that we
okay.
can get value of that specific key.
Yeah. So you are telling you would be using the get method,
Hmm.
right? So using the get method to get the value. And what you will pass in that?
Key
Key.
for
Oh,
which we need value.
right, right. So this is how you will be using it. Your answer is correct. So this is just for your understanding. You have key value pair 1, 2, 3, and you have Java, Python, JavaScript, and you have passed this get index of 1, and you're getting the output as Java itself. Okay. Now, tell me one thing. Mm, I think adding is fine. How will you iterate through a hash map? So let's say there is a hash map in which you have multiple key value pairs again the same. Then how will you iterate through it? So can you write a sample code for that? Any hash map code for that?
Yeah.
Right. So hash map, hash set, then preset, array list, linked list, these things would be asked. Collections related.
Collection. Yeah.
Yes.
Now we can use this iterators object to
Okay.
go to the next ID from the current ID using.
So can you run this program once? Let us see. So you can see the output.
So I need to create a class and all. Yeah, shall I
Mhm.
create?
Right, right. You can create. So what is the output you are getting?
I'm getting error.
Error. Okay, now, which is the way of iteration that you have used? Are you iterating through keys? Are you iterating through values? Or are you iterating through key value pairs?
I'm using all the keys
Oh,
A, B.
A, B. Okay. So you're putting map dot put, and here, see, this is fine. You can go for iterator. Otherwise, you can also go for loop, right? See, I'll tell you one of the way how you can achieve this. Um, yeah. Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can use a for loop, right? This is an enhanced for loop that we have used, right? So here we are iterating through keys, right? Which is the key which is being used here. Here we are iterating through values, right? And here we are iterating through entries. So which are the different entries that you have?
Mhm.
Okay, so that's how you can write this program, and the output you'll get three different types of output because we have system.out.print three times keys, values, and with respect to the entire key value, right?
Yes,
Okay,
understood. Yeah.
Yamini. Yeah, yeah, you were telling something, Yamini.
No, no, I understood
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
great, great, wonderful. So, Yamini, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No, the
Okay.
feedback. And
Yeah.